My name is Lady Bizo, and I'm honored to be part of Transformers Hub, where we transform people's lives with different discussions every now and again. And I'm glad to actually be headlining this session today. I'm joined with a couple of friends of mine, and it's an honor for them to have actually put everything aside just to join us as we talk about character building. I know this is something you probably have heard, but randomly you do not care about it. But character building affects every one of us differently. Personally, I'm affected by character building because I'm in all spaces. Those who do not know me, I am a media coach, radio and TV, and then I'm a media personality, radio and TV still. Then I also do MCing, I'm a voiceover artist, I do audio and visual branding. I help bring to life people's brands through my voice. I use my voice to actually do that. I'm scared about AI because I've been told when AI comes, there's very many voices and there's very many options. But for now, let me shine. Let me shine as I do audio branding for people. But I also would like to actually be part of the transforming people around me, especially the young generation. And that is what Transformers Hub is actually all about. And I'd like to say, for you who's watching us today, you're going to be blessed totally because there's various opinions from various people. We are definitely going to just handle character building in the best way we surely know how. Now, for me, when you actually talk about character building, I will tell you this one thing. It's like going in phases of becoming better and better at my character. Like going in phases, literally meaning that baby steps in becoming the better version of me. Like maybe my lifestyle, like the things I do on a daily, the things that I say, the things that I think about, and how I impact the people around me. For me, I feel like whatever I'm doing rubs off onto other people. And being a mother, whatever I do, my kids will do. Because monkey say monkey do. So if you actually tell your kids to do something and you're not doing it, they'll see you and go like, we're going to do exactly that. So I'm that kind of person who's building my character every other day. I didn't feel like I needed to actually stop doing particular things until I brought children onto this planet. And I realized, now I can't do this anymore. I can't do that anymore. Because what they do, what they see is what they're going to do. So monkey see, monkey do. Meaning that what they see mommy or daddy do, they'll actually duplicate and do that. So imagine if your character is not in one line. Like if your character is questionable, like your lifestyle is questionable, like the people you hang out with are questionable. And these are the things that your kids are seeing. So for me as a parent, I bounce back and say, Bizo, I need to get down with myself, me, myself, and I have a meeting and decide I'm stopped doing this. I have stopped doing this. I have stopped doing this. There are even some careers that I've turned away because I'm like, if my kids see me, being in this particular position, they'll go like, okay. If mommy can do that, then we can also do that. So for me, character building is basically about trying to throw out whatever I feel is not acceptable to society and trying to adapt those character traits that people in society will look at and go like, wow, I like the way she carries herself. I like the way she actually does this. I like the way she's on time. I like the way that she delivers her, her work and all that. So for me, I am on a journey. I mean, I'm in the pipeline. So along the way, I know that I'll eventually get there. I'm still struggling. I'm learning things every day. And surprisingly, most of the character traits I am learning to actually adapt are from young people because I hang out with younger people more. Why? I want to forever stay young. So if you forever want to stay young, sometimes you actually need to, give yourself time to be with young people in their spaces, get to know what they're talking about. And when you hear them say particular things, you align yourself as well. But I'm not by myself. I've said enough already. I'm with a couple of amazing friends, and I'll let them also give us their opinions about culture building. I mean, what does culture building mean, guys? What do you understand when somebody says character building? What do you make of it? What does it mean to you?
Hi guys, once again it's a pleasure to be here with you and have this wonderful discussion on character building. My name is Ronnie. I'm a social media expert into marketing. I also love music. So that's something about me. So on the subject of character building, I would say it's a process by which we grow and learn how to manage the situations that life throws at us. They always say that when you face challenges or problems, they will either bring out the best in you or the worst in you. But if you're able to overcome and find your way out of the dark tunnel and into the light, surely your character will be built, will be better, and you have something to say. So that is how I would describe character building.
Hello guys, my name is Mugabo Anderson, a student from Mount Kenya Kigali University, of course. So my perspective on character building won't be like somehow different from my fellow, but it is like an addition. So he said it is a process, but actually it is a continuous process, not for the young, not for the old. So to me, it will be like a continuous process of making someone emotionally stronger, mentally capable of dealing or facing with different life issues or activities in a positive way.
Hi, by the names of Uwase Rochelle. I'm a student at Mount Kenya University. And about my own opinion or what I think about character building, it's helping. It is usually at helping someone or making someone emotionally strong, like he said, and making someone more independent and dealing at different stages of life or problems. Because everyone needs that thing to be so much independent and not driven by anyone. Yeah, thank you.
Hello everyone. So happy to be here with you guys. My name is Carmen. I am a student at Mount Kenya University, and about this topic, my opinion is character building to me it sounds like efforts made to improve an individual's moral and mental characteristics. That's what I think.
Thank you. I'm by names of Umurerwa Jean-Pierre, a student at University Mount Kenya. It's very good to talk about this character building because it is affecting many people. So for me, character building is an effort an individual puts in order to be seen in a society. For example, when you do something, the society will see who you are. For me, I think the character building starts from home. For example, in what your parents do, it's what you also repeat. And also, when you grow, it's continuously. Because when you see someone doing this and you see it is good, you are encouraged to do what he's doing or she's doing. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Angelica Mukundwa. I'm a student at Mount Kenya. So about this topic, character building, my opinion is character building is the continuous process of developing positive qualities such as honesty, being honesty, and integrity in society, so that we can teach us the way they may behave in front of the young generation as we see. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Dairo Paul. I'm a student at MKU, currently known as Mount Kenya University. Today we are discussing about character building. In my own perspective, character building, this is a process of development, or these are virtues any human being should attain in day-to-day life. Character building, it consists of many things such as self-awareness, positivity, integrity, respect, and those are the things we all deal with in the normal life. Character building, it has helped many of us, such as self-awareness. Self-awareness, this is where you know your weakness, your strength, how to deal with people in the society, and this is truly the definition of character building. So many of us have had different experiences in way of handling ourselves to the public, to the people, to the society. in each and every situation we're in, those are our characters. So on my side, I love to, kindness is one of any human being's character. Kindness, we have seen, if you help, there is to say, if you do a positive thing to a human being, it comes back to you. Anything you do, it comes back to you. So being kind has helped me have a positive mind, positive thoughts on each and everything I do. So that's one of my experiences I've had in building my characters. So I wanted to ask one of my colleagues how have they experienced their characters, or how have they portrayed their characters to the people in the public?
My opinion on this, like what are experiences that I would be having in character building. Of course, as a person growing up, as a person facing different challenges, there has to be that extic of showing some things that may show up character building. For example, like a student who is taking university studies, of course, life is not always the same for us. You have to pay the tuition fees, you have to find some extra money to pay for expenses outside the school. So, like, you have to toil. You have even to take that manual work, extensive work, so as to generate added income so that you could be able to live on. So, and in that process, we can see that there is some kind of character building because you are learning to be independent in the process.
So about this question of what is my experience in character building, I have experienced it in, I can't say bad ways, because it have taught me a lot. And if you know the process of being taught something, it's not always smooth. So when it comes to character building, for example, it's really hard because you have to keep up this. You look at these persona, these people in life that have made it, and they have a certain way they walk, the way they speak, and they're role models, and you want to be like them, but I found out that they have not always been like that. They've not always been like that. Even that can just be like a front, like a facade. When they get home, they're a whole another person. So I just the thing of the role models, I've kind of cut it down a bit because I find that they're just acting. Some people are acting up, and then I'm looking. I just tell myself to just look at the person that they're acting up to be, and just love that character they have put on, and try to actually do it and dig it and see if I can find it in myself to become the facade that they're putting on. Not to become the facade, but like to be the person they're showing that they are. To really be it, not to put it
To act it.
Yeah, not to act, to actually become that thing, person. And it has never been smooth because me, like, I know myself. I like to sleep a lot. I like food a lot. I love watching movies a lot. Every criteria you can say that fits a lazy person. But when I look at, I heard someone say that the most dangerous person on earth is someone who's a lazy and ambitious person. That's the most dangerous person. And I found myself in that category. I'm not saying I'm dangerous. I'm trying to work on it. I don't say I'm dangerous, but I have so many ambitious thoughts. And when it comes to like working on it, I do it one day at a time. I don't tire. I don't want to tire myself. I'm like, hey, but there are even people who wish to be where I am. So why should I stress it? So, but it's really hard to be a person of character because it requires, honesty. Sometimes you're not even built like that. Sometimes you like lying a lot because and it requires discipline because I've tried to lose weight a lot. And it requires lots of an amount of discipline and consistency that I don't have, and those are the things that build a person's character. And I've tried to have that consistency, and it's really hard because trying to work on that is extremely hard. But when you see at the end how much it pays off, you're like, maybe I should just take this thing seriously. So I'm trying to work on it, but it's not a smooth process. But what helps you, what has helped me, is my perspective, the way I see it. I would always see it in a negative way, be like, oh, they're stressing me, it's stress, I just want to be comfortable. But my most comfortable side is where I am so unproductive and I haven't done anything about my life. But when I get out of my comfort zone and I actually make an effort, that's when I see it actually paying off. And that's when I can say, well, it has never been a smooth process, but what I can say is that being a person, building your character development, is really worth it, even though it has bumps on the way, but it's really worth it.
So experience as far as character development is concerned, it's not been an easy ride. Why? As you grow up, you realize that some of the things your parents have been teaching you are good for you. While they're saying them, they sound like a lot of noise and gibberish that you don't want to hear. So I'll share something personal. When we were growing up, our parents always told us to iron clothes for a whole week. So think about it, guys. Iron clothes for a whole week, hang them and then put them in a wardrobe and say this is for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Why? When you can just wake up, pick a cloth, iron it, put it on, and go on with the day. So such things were not appreciated then because they were inconveniencing. But if you're to think about it as you get older, you realize that for you to develop and grow in character, you need to build a pattern. And patterns are built in simple things like you waking up, say at 6, religiously, without fail. Patterns, or rather, character is built by you also ironing your clothes if you don't want to, say for a whole week, or washing them if you don't want to, because that consistency can grow from just those simple things into, say, growing to learn how to be patient with people. Because there's no way you're going to learn how to be patient with people unless you've learned that skill through a small pattern that you've built. So I've grown to appreciate the process of character building because I realized also it's not a one day. As they say, Rome is not built or was not built in one day. So is the character building itself. It's not something that happens in one day. But even if it doesn't, if you fail today, don't give up. There's room for you to get better, to learn how to be patient with people, because that one is a hard paper. Imagine having to wait for somebody told you we're meeting at 10 and they show up at midday. Sure. Those small things can make you lose out on opportunities from people that maybe are going to be business partners or mentors or whichever. So it goes a long way. But overall, if you fail today, don't give up. Keep trying until you get to the top.
I want to share my experience because I am the oldest in the room and I have seen more birthdays than any of these people, and each birthday has come with a challenge. So I want to be as honest as possible and say, even at my age, I still am struggling with character building. And I remember at a particular point in my life where I felt like there's a friend of mine called Fia, and Fia used to always tell us, we were in the choir with her. She's into singing. Fia used to tell us, guys, you're the president of your life. Do what you want to do. And I remember at a particular point in my life, I was like, but these things of trying to act like I'm the best person at this, what is it for? Let me do what I want to do. But you see, when you do what you want to do, you are accountable. Someone in the room said they're lazy and then they want to lose weight. That really applies to me too as well. Then there are things that I feel like I should stop doing and then I don't stop doing them, like oversleeping, eating in the wrong hours. I live a very unhealthy lifestyle. And I do that because my surrounding is normally a stressful environment. So because I'm always usually stressed, my fallback position is food. It could be ice cream, it could be junk food, it could be just lots of sugars, and all that has not been good. So you can realize the amount of stress I've experienced by seeing the weight I have. So you can realize that's the amount of stress I have. But that is no excuse. Because there are people who probably are going through worse stress than my stress, and they're doing something about it. In April, that was like 2 months ago, I came across something on Twitter, and I'd like to share it with everyone who's actually listening or watching us today. Oh my goodness, it's okay, here it is. Sorry. So it says, this is going out to every one of us. Yeah, I saw it and I put it up on my status immediately because it applied to me in every way. It says, porn is artificial sex. Alcohol is artificial fun. Junk food is artificial food. Drugs are artificial happiness. Smoking is artificial relaxation. Celebrities, what she said, celebrities are artificial role models. They're not real. Social media is artificial communication. And it says at the end, do not sacrifice the real thing for the fake one. I'll go to the celebrity bit because I've been in the celebrity world where people hear you on radio, see you on TV, and they're like, wow. But what they are wowing, us on radio and people who are always on the stage, or people who are always, by stage, I mean pastors, I mean motivational speakers, I mean TV actors and actresses, I mean radio presenters, I mean people who are always in your face. Now, very many of us live hypocritical lifestyles. Why? We're expected to actually, we are sometimes paid to come out here and hype. So I will hype and then go like, man, if you do this, you actually get more likes, you actually get more people following you, and then blah, 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 blah. The rest of the story, I probably will tell you, you get, connected, your social network is your worth and everything. But you see, at the back of my mind, I know that I've done the exact same things and they've destroyed my life. So instead of you looking at your mom, how she was able to feed 6 of you, take you through school, see you through medical faculties because you were sick, instead of looking at your uncle who has his own children, he took you on, he's looking after you, looked after your siblings, his own children, your other uncle's children, and looking at him as your role model. Here you are, you're looking at a celebrity actor, a celebrity actress. Is something that you do in secret. Like that's why people say the real Bizzle is when she's locked up in a room all by herself. That is when you see the real Bizzle. That is when you realize I'm struggling in areas of finances. I'm struggling with parenting. That is who I really am. My personal experience with character building, man, like every single day, like I said when we were starting off, I'm learning from people every single day. Even today, I learned something about honesty from someone I work with. So you can actually imagine that experience.
I would like to talk about the experience of being a principled person, a person who is self-driven. Well, at the beginning, it will look very difficult and people will misunderstand you. Sometimes they will call you harsh, and maybe they will call you that they will say that you are outdated because you don't know what's going on, you don't do what is trending. When you're self-driven, you will have limits and say like, it's on Tuesdays I'll be doing this and this, and you're not a person who will be driven by everyone. You're independent. If someone comes and say let's go to club and you're a self-driven person, you will say no. Maybe at a point someone will take you to be a rude person or outdated and they'll say, how come that a teenager who doesn't go to club? Well, you sometimes if you're not someone who's emotionally strong or mentally strong, you will be driven by that person. But if you have principles, that rule you, then you will be a very person that everyone will be looking after.
My opinion, I see to build the character building is hard. It's not easy because there is a saying that charity begins at home. When you see someone's parents, you see how the children are. Do what they say, don't do what they do. And I see that one as an opposite. There are some people who do good things and they say bad things, and those who say bad things and they do right things. So as you build your character, you should see a good side. Like role models, you see them on stage, they come with good things and they put their bad things behind. So I think for the parents should put more efforts on raising their children so that they can have a good character. So this one goes to this question that why is it hard and challenging to be a person of a good character?
I personally think the reason why it's hard to be a person of character is because all the people of great characters, they had to fight to get what they are. It's not, most of them, they weren't born like that. They had to learn. They had to struggle. They had to discipline themselves. They had to put on like a tight belt when it comes to disciplining, maybe in money, finances. They had to maybe discipline themselves when it comes to money, learn how to invest and save, and that is not something that you do and you're like, okay, you think about the long run and you're like, okay, I'm gonna, but you save, like you don't go in pleasures of life. There's a certain type of lifestyle that you say bye to, and you kind of like look for the future. You look out for the future, and you just want to build something sustainable. That is discipline, and discipline is not something it's required because it's not something that comes off easily. It doesn't come naturally. So in some places it's even like you have to have it. So it's really difficult. It's challenging to become a person of character because most times you have to say no to your flesh desires. Like you could it's a bit TMI, but okay. You could just want to go and Netflix and chill with your guy, and then you just remember that I can have these 3 or 5 minutes of pleasure, or just stay here, look for something else to find pleasure in, and decline this offer, and then just say I'm not coming. Yet okay, I also want it. I'm a person, I need pleasure. But you look at the long run and it's not that you shouldn't, and you just feel like I could do this, but I shouldn't do it. So it's not an easy decision. There's so many things that you have to put behind. There's a lifestyle that you cannot afford to live because you are planning for, like, you're looking out for the better version of yourself. I think it demands lots of sacrifices. That's why I think it's challenging to be a person of character. Thank you.
So I think it's really hard to be a person of character because, if you look around you, the people that seem to be having it together are people who are not in any way built for character. You find, say, you're very hardworking, you keep time, you do everything right, and then your gangos or your friends, the ones who chill, are always in the bar, smoking joints, doing what? Everything you possibly think about that is wrong in quotes, seem to be thriving. So the big question is, should I join them or should I stay this side? And when you weigh, it looks like joining them will also help you be a winner. So overall, life seems to be unfair for for those that want to build character, because the ones who are of no character, if I may use that word, are winning, and the ones of character are struggling. So it becomes a very huge battle every day. You have to choose whether you still want to be one of character or you want to win.
To build on some of the opinions my fellows were giving out, I would like to get out that issue of the comfort zone. Like, particularly for the youth, they are like, they just want to stay in that comfort zone, having fun, enjoying what my fellow is going through. Like, they are like the vibe. They just want the vibe, they just want the fun, and yet they don't have that time for personal reflection. They can't sit down and ask themselves, is it what I'm doing? Is it right? Is it right for my future? Maybe after like 10 years to come, I will be having a family. I will be a married person. I will have a family to care for. Getting out of the comfort zone, which most of us would like to be in, is also somehow difficult. And when you're starting character building, of course you have to get out of the comfort zone. Like, they are for, okay, the repercussions, they are like, the pleasures, they are for the moment. But there are some effects that will be experienced in the future.
I'd like to give an example of, those grown-ups who are in their 40s, 50s. You go to a restaurant or to a club or to a party or to a bar, and they're the only ones on the dancing stage, and the rest are all young kids. And then his age mates are, getting to know how other people's kids are, which university is your son, how are they performing. Then for him, he's on the dance floor with holding a bottle of Ciroc, and he's there dancing, asking the young girls for their numbers, your number, put it here. What do you do? Where do you hang out? I'm giving that example because it's the most common example. So we have people who are at the age where they were supposed to be exploiting the world, they were probably confused about their personality. They do not know, do I want to be a singer? Do I want to be a broker? Do I want to be in real estate? So because I want to a bit also say that it is good for you to be real. Much as you're drawing the lines and you're putting limits, be real. Let your personality come out. When your personality comes out, then you know what you have to deal with. Even your friends. It is here in Rwanda that I've learned that it is good for you not to let your friends, do their own thing, and you let them be. When somebody is annoyingly quiet, yet they are always bubbly, and you go and tell them, Bizo, what's the problem? Is it? So it is good for you to be real, so we can actually see that part of you and come and help you. We are living in a day and age where there's lots of distractions. When I was growing up, I didn't have those kinds of distractions. We didn't have lots of access to internet. Even if we had computers in a computer lab, we didn't have the luxury of going to sites, porn sites and everything. Unlike now, when COVID-19 came in, COVID-19 I think came in to introduce to us to 5G, 4G, that you can do it all just by a click on your phone. So there's lots of distractions. So when you're trying to probably read a book that is going to improve your mental health, or you're trying to actually watch a documentary of people who have actually gone through the devastating situations and they are now, you get distracted by a particular video on TikTok. Before you know it, there's a new song on Spotify. Before you know it, there's someone calling you and saying, come and see this, come and watch this. So the distractions are so many. So it is really challenging. Then it is cool to be funny. Like it is cool for you not to have character. This morning I was talking to a couple of friends of mine. These are guys in their 40s. And I told them, can you imagine? You can go online and do a live. And you're talking about how to invest when you're still young, like at 15 years, how to invest your time, how to invest your money, how to even grow your brand, even at a younger age. And that young person you're targeting, there are other lives that are targeting him. They're talking about how so-and-so beat up so-and-so, how this girl was found naked in the bar, how this particular celebrity was actually caught to, your life will not get the attraction you're looking for because the young mind that you are targeting, so many other things are targeting them.
On my point of view, I've learned one important thing in my life. We should say yes or no, because the two of them are answers, and why I think many people are getting challenged to build their characters. They don't know how to say no to different occasions, because we're in a world where people have different backgrounds. We don't know what they have been through their lives, what they have achieved, or their weaknesses. So it's very important for a person to say no or yes, depending on what's beneficial or what they want in their life. Because I've seen many people fear to say no because they think it's a crime or they will lose friends. But sometimes that no you have said, it can save you from many things. We have reached a point where we're surrounded by many people who are positive or negative. So if a person tells you a bad thing and you can't say no to your answer or stand to your answer, sometimes your life gets confused. You don't know your characters, you don't know your strength. That's why I find a person being self-independent, it's the main key to success. Because I see many people depend on other people's strength and weaknesses. You can't depend on someone's strength and weaknesses minus knowing where you stand. I believe in people saying no or yes, because no is an answer. It's not a crime. Many people think saying no is detaching yourself from people, or you're being a rude person, or you're becoming a mean person. Yet no is an answer.
Half the time, most of us feel bad when it comes to saying no.
No.
We feel like we are denying people a chance to know us or to be part of
To
the
fully exploit
yes,
you.
exploit and also explore life.
Mhm.
Yet there is power in saying no. I'll tell you from personal experience that the time I learned how to say no, I felt like heaven had opened up,
Yeah.
because I come from a setting where people are very polite. And because people are very polite, naturally, I learned how to be polite almost everywhere. Even in places I'm not supposed to be polite, I became very polite. People were stepping on me, people were taking advantage of me. So I met somebody along the way who taught me how to say no, and I learned to say no. I didn't even say no over small things. I'll meet somebody and they'll tell me, do you want to buy this? And I'll say no. You can't join. They'll look at me and say, what is wrong with you? And I'll say, yeah, I'm practicing how to say no. Because if you don't learn how to say no, people will take advantage of you. And you'll find yourself in places where you'll be at the bottom of the pit and you will not know how to come out of there. But well, it all starts with learning how to say no.
My point of view about this question is that we are people and we have to learn from our mistakes, because the day you do the mistakes is the day also you learn and found that I did this and this, so I have to change. Today's generation say that the best benefit of being of creating of breeding a character is the self-confidence or building a communication with others. But for you guys, I want you to tell me the best benefit or your point of view about the benefit of creating a character building.
For being a person of character.
Yes.
Wow.
One of the most important benefit is you are your own person. What you see is what you get. You are definitely that person. And actually you become a role model to so many people. You started off being very insecure, but with the journey of learning character building and actually doing it and practicing it little by little, you end up feeling like, okay, I'm just, you feel clean, like your conscience is clean. You're not pretending to be anyone, you're your own person. That's one of the major benefits I find in character building.
A good character is the backbone of magnetic personality that attracts people upon you. When you're a person of character, like you're honest, sometimes you say something and people will be like, this person is harsh, and you will lose friends at that in that process. But when you are a person of honest, there will be people who will be attracted to you because of your honesty. So at the end, you will be a winning person with a very winning personality. Thank you.
Character can be built through patience. Patience with yourself, because it's easy for us to give up on ourselves. Sometimes you'll say, I want to wake up at 6, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. And then you realize you're failing. And when you fail, you give up on yourself. You say, we shall find a way around it. If you learn not to give up on yourself, be patient with yourself, acknowledge that yes, I have failed, but I can try again.
So ahead of that, we could talk about risk taking. So risk taking, it is like you have to decide the tasks that are like appearing as big. You can say, I can perform it, I can tackle it. So in that process, you say, I will be accountable of the effects or the outcomes. So in that process of risk taking, either the results may be like negative, but in the process you're like learning, if I did it in this way, so why can't I try another way next time?
I believe in the power of community, and I believe, well, unfortunately, we're people who we're human beings, so we are influenced, whether in a bad or a good way. So I believe in the power that your circle, your intimate circle, has on you. You don't get to choose our parents, but we get to choose our partners, people we hang around with 24/7. And those people can influence us either in a good or a bad way. So we get to choose them. You get to choose, like, let me say, your little heaven. It may not be purely heaven, but you get to see non-toxic people, I believe, and you get to spot them right away. You get to be like, these are non-biased people, and I love hanging around with them. And I believe they help me to grow in this particular area of my life. And you get to choose, you get to be around them, and they get to influence you in a good way. So I think having that circle, that very healthy circle and good community that you can be in, could be really crucial in your development, your character building.
I've talked many characters. That's kindness, self-awareness, integrity. So I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite character that you would like to portray to the people in public or to your friends as well?
Okay, my favorite among those would be kindness and discipline. Why? Because I feel like the world needs more of kindness from everyone. Kindness is needed in this really, really hectic world. And discipline, because it permits you to achieve even the things that you didn't even think you would achieve. Yeah.
You have to be you, and consider to the person, to the environment. You have to know that there are some people who are around you, who are surrounding you, who want to there are some people who are surrounding you, and they are role models, so they have to do what you're doing.
Don't wait for other people to motivate you, because they really don't know what you're going through, and they really don't know what your aim is, and they don't know your dreams. But you yourself, you know what you want, you know where you want you're heading. So you should be your own motivation speaker. You should always motivate yourself whenever you feel like you can do it, always motivate yourself and remind yourself where you've come from and where you're heading to. Don't wait for someone to tell you what to do. Don't wait for someone to give you the go ahead to do what you want to do or what you're supposed to do. Be your own motivational speaker. That's when you will be a person of good character. Thank you.
When you do the self-evaluation, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to do the self-evaluation. I did this and this, so I have to change. Or I did this, and you have to mark yourself. So I think this would be the best way to build a person with a good character.
Being a person of character, I think, personally, I'll use my personal experience. I have tested people who are lacking in character, and I have also tested people who are actually in character. They will show you that I'm struggling in this area, much as you're applauding me. I have tried to associate myself with people who are real because people are not real. So for me, when I see someone who's real, automatically that is for me already a person of character because they are real. However bad their lifestyle is, they are being real. So I realized that everyone around us has a good thing about them that you probably want to have. People love real people. People who come out and say, our country was not like this 10 years ago, but we have had to build it out of scratch. Here's where we see ourselves in 10 years. Here's where we are practically, but we are a work in progress. So it is not bad for you to be honest, even when the honesty means you being vulnerable and telling people about things you're struggling with. That for me works anytime, any day as a way to build character.